2025 NFL Preview, Top 10 Brewing Controversies, including Tyreek Hill, Aaron Rodgers and Shedeur Sanders. The NFL never lacks for drama or storylines. Some of them we can see coming. Whether it's quarterback controversies, rivalries that have gotten a little too personal, or rifts within a team, the high-stress world of the NFL always leads to a soap opera feel in between the games themselves. Join or create a Yahoo Fantasy Football League for the 2025 NFL season. Here are the 10 biggest brewing controversies heading into the NFL season. Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins. Hill has become a walking controversy. The Dolphins had an exit ramp to the Hill experience when he said at the end of last season that he wanted out, but the two sides made up, and then the Dolphins practically refused to entertain a trade offer by setting the price way too high. It's not like the vibes have been great with Hill and the Dolphins through camp and the preseason. It seems inevitable that we'll get one wild headline from Hill early this season, if his numbers remain down or the Dolphins are losing. This is the fake controversy on the list. NFL officials are not rigging games for the Chiefs. Clear-minded people know this. And that doesn't stop many NFL fans from complaining about it every time a 50-50 call goes the Chiefs' way. It will happen. There are controversial calls in every game. We'll see one favor the Chiefs in a key spot in one of the many primetime games they play. And the complaining will be irrational and loud. Shedeur Sanders and the hype machine. There has never been attention on a fifth-round rookie draft pick like there is with Shedeur Sanders. That makes it hard for Browns coach Kevin Stefanski to manage expectations, and it didn't get easier after Sanders played well in Cleveland's first preseason game. The Browns' first 6 games of the season are very difficult, and it's very possible the Browns are 1-5 or 0-6 to start the season with Joe Flacco as their QB1. Then the quarterback questions will start, and Sanders will be a part of every one of those conversations, even though he was 4th on the depth chart through August. Even after Kenny Pickett was traded, he's behind starter Joe Flacco and fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel. Many will be surprised when it's Gabriel, not Sanders, who gets the first start if Flacco is injured or replaced. Until Sanders plays, we're going to hear a lot of speculation about when he'll play. That won't be fun for Stefanski. Aaron Rodgers stay in Pittsburgh. To this point, there has been nothing controversial, or even really interesting, about Rodgers' time in Pittsburgh since he signed. And maybe there won't be any. Rodgers could have a fairly mundane or even good season with the Steelers. But it seems like drama follows Rodgers, and if the Steelers start slow, who knows what he might say to Pat McAfee. It was always a forced, strange arrangement. Rodgers needed a team, and the last one that needed a quarterback was Pittsburgh, and it shouldn't surprise anyone if it doesn't all go smoothly. The Packers were far from the only team to try to get the tush-push banned. But they were the face of it after they proposed a ban on the play that the Eagles made famous. Other teams run that version of the quarterback sneak, but it's synonymous with the Eagles. And the Eagles weren't happy with the movement to get it banned. The proposal didn't get enough votes, so the tush-push remains legal. And on Monday night, November 10th, the Eagles face the Packers. We'll all be waiting for the first few tush-pushes from the Eagles in that game, and perhaps a bit of rubbing it in if, more likely, when it's successful. Kirk Cousins on the bench. Keeping Kirk Cousins around made sense for the Atlanta Falcons. They've already spent a ton on him, and he is probably the most accomplished backup quarterback in the NFL. But that also means if Michael Penix Jr. struggles, there will be questions about turning to the highly paid backup with almost 43,000 career yards. Also, anytime there is a quarterback injury around the league, Cousins' name will be floated as a possible trade target. The latter isn't that bad, but the former could affect Penix's confidence as a second-year player. Maybe Penix plays great and it's never an issue, but it will be looming if he has any slumps. Jackson Dart getting the Giants' QB job. Once the New York Giants drafted Jackson Dart in the first round, the clock started ticking on when he'd take the QB1 job. That's what happens for first-round picks. A strong preseason made that noise even louder. Russell Wilson had a great career, but he's at the boring, low-upside veteran stage of his career. The Giants aren't likely to win much this season. What they have to look forward to is a new, exciting rookie quarterback starting games. Every time Wilson falters, even a little bit, you'll hear Dart's name come up. Ben Johnson tried to curry favor in Chicago after he got hired to be the Bears' head coach by saying, "I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year," referencing the Green Bay Packers coach. LaFleur kept it from becoming a bigger deal by telling the Bus Sin, with the Boys podcast, he didn't know Johnson and, "I don't have beef with him." I don't get all into that stuff. If you really believe that a highly motivated competitor like LaFleur didn't take note of Johnson's comments and wants some payback, well, you're quite gullible. The Packers' first game against the Bears this season is December 7th. Colts QB Shuffle. As long as Daniel Jones is starting, the speculation will be on when the Colts give Anthony Richardson another chance. If the Colts go back to Richardson as the starter, people will be wondering after every bad game if he'll get benched again. The Colts are starting the season with Jones at QB1, but that doesn't mean he'll last all 17 games. Jones is starting because Richardson has mostly struggled or missed time due to injuries over his 2 seasons since being the 4th pick of the draft. It seems unlikely we've seen the end of Richardson seeing the field for the Colts, who said they received trade interest in Richardson but won't move him. At some point, the team will likely want to see if there are any signs that he is turning a corner. Otherwise, they'll enter the 2026 offseason still unsure on what to do at quarterback. The NFL never sleeps. Games may end on Sunday, but the storylines, debates, and scandals flow straight through the offseason like an unbroken chain. With training camps wrapped up and the 2025 season about to kick off, the league feels like it's sitting on a powder keg. Some of the controversies are on-field battles, others are off-field dramas, and a few sit at the intersection of sports, culture, and money. Here are the top 10 brewing controversies that will shape the 2025 NFL season. 1. Tyreek Hill versus the Dolphins front office. Star power versus salary cap reality. Tyreek Hill has never been shy. He's one of the most explosive receivers in league history, but he's also outspoken, fiery, and sensitive to perceived slights. Now entering the twilight of his prime, Hill reportedly wants an extension that would keep him among the top-paid receivers in the league. The issue. Miami just committed long-term money to Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle, and the front office is quietly balking at paying Hill until his late 30s. Insiders have hinted Hill could push for a trade if his demands aren't met, igniting a storm in South Beach.